What's going on, my blessed crypto enthusiasts? You're watching Crypto Blessing, where you can find daily content on all of the trending cryptocurrency news, market analysis, and more. So much has happened throughout this bear market that we've just gone through. Almost 8 months of deep retracements interspersed with periods of bullish activity, only once finding 10K. But nothing compared to the run that the markets had in the last half of 2017, particularly the last quarter. With that said, it's easily argued at this point that hitting 5,800 a few weeks ago was Bitcoin's bottom, and the past couple of weeks have been marked with a ton of discussion and or speculation on institutional investors. It's largely speculated that these institutional investors favor a certain type of product that didn't really exist in the emerging, albeit incredibly lucrative, space of blockchain technology, and it only makes sense that many of these large groups that base their entire business model on making money in traded markets want to get in on this. The markets have seen the introduction of Bitcoin futures by the CME group, and now we look to exchange-traded funds. Bloomberg reports that the SEC is fielding a deluge of messages from cryptocurrency enthusiasts after an exchange sought approval to list a Bitcoin ETF. It's been 3 weeks since that application. And I don't know why there's so much talk of August 10th, because right here on the sec.gov website, the delay for this says September. And I've been making the argument that everything's going to be on hold until then. In the meantime, there's still a ton of other organizations aside from the CBOE and the CME group, including but not limited to SBI and Santander, which are exclusively with RippleNet. Nevertheless, it's not entirely exclusively related to this one application, although September is going to be very big. The recent jump in Bitcoin's price, as I showed you, is due to Bitcoin shorts being liquidated on BitMex, and there was a lot of them, causing us to find support here at 7,500. Nobody does know the future, but I will continue to monitor the results. Now, that's not to say that there won't be other organizations jumping into Bitcoin, but once presumably the Bitcoin ETFs become available, one would think it would have a similar experience to when gold ETFs were introduced. The SEC has postponed a decision until September, not August 10th, and realistically, before we finally see the results in the prices of Bitcoin due to ETFs, there could be other organizations interested in Bitcoin futures and or interested in just acquiring a position in these assets. Because of ETFs becoming a thing, it will be expected that the markets should jump, just like gold jumped when ETFs were added. There's two significant moves in the price of Bitcoin that we've already covered, finding support right now just below 7,500. Could this be a cascade of large investors coming in and swooping up large amounts of a variety of assets at record low prices? There's a lot of hype about it, but much of it is similar to anything else in this market, just mere speculation. Essentially, if the SEC approved Bitcoin ETFs this time around or not, Bitcoin ETFs will likely become a thing. In traditional markets, there's a lot of correlations made between these types of products, specifically ETFs, and the price of that asset. Specifically, when gold ETFs were created, the price spiked and has been correlated to the ETF interest ever since. I don't see why Bitcoin would be any different, as there's conspiracy theories over a crypto cartel and price manipulation, and aside from the pump and dump groups and other various malicious factors that are naturally there because it's an unregulated market, this market remains very small. At under $500 billion, it's a fraction of what Apple is and has so much room to grow. Viral marketing buzzwords aside, this market stands to revolutionize the industries it's applied to because of the consensus algorithm methodology and smart contracts. Tokenizing industries has a laundry list of inherent benefits, and there are so many very large issues at play here, and I do really believe in this space. I'm not sure if Bitcoin can replace or compete with fiat, and I don't think it needs to. The decentralized applications that are being designed and built for industry-specific problems is the key right now. Development of this emerging space is incredibly crucial, as the altcoins seem to follow a similar trajectory to Bitcoin, although not always, and as the future continues, I really think that will decrease, but Bitcoin dominance remains high at almost 50%, it is above the pack by a long shot. Development of this emerging space is incredibly crucial, as well as the prices are in a very critical juncture on whether or not we will see another bull run or further retracement. No one knows the future, and I've been saying for a while now there exists almost a perfect storm of variables that could cause this market to soar, and I am very hopeful that this market will progress as it has over the next 3 to 5 years and become what many people a lot smarter than myself think it can be. I remained incredibly excited for the future of this space, as I think a number of assets are doing really remarkable things within their respective industries that the competing companies in those industries will take notice. Things that can only be achieved via blockchain technology and the application of it in a variety of ways, including my own government here in Canada looking into using Ethereum or an Ethereum-based product. The future remains very bright, so continue to follow us here at Crypto Blessings. Smash that like button if you found this video informative, and like I said, Bitcoin is approaching or in a very critical juncture for price. We need to find out if we'll find stability and maybe see 10K in the coming weeks, or if this huge upward movement so suddenly will be retraced, as is commonplace for these markets, and where will that bottom be before we find any more bullish activity. Time will tell, and all we can do is monitor the markets. I want to thank all of the blessed crypto enthusiasts that continue to support us, and I'll see everyone tomorrow.